Tom Platz was still squatting full range of motion in his 60s because he never stopped building full knee bend ability. Arguably the biggest and most aesthetic legs in bodybuilding history, still squatting 365 pounds at the age of 62 and maintaining the ability to fully squat through a full range of motion with strength in that age. And the way that he trained his knees was how I was able to overcome years of knee pain and patellar tendonitis, because one of the greatest predictors of long-term knee health is, can you control them through their full entire range of motion without any pain. So in Rebuild, we learn from the absolute best, gaining full ability through your knees at your pain-free level. On Thursday's workout, you're setting a 3-minute timer and aiming for 30 perfect reps with perfect form in those 3 minutes. Back glutes locked, full extension through the knees, controlling the entire range without dropping, then pushing back up. Now for the elephant in the room, I know that when you run, you're never reaching this deep of knee bend, but that's the point. Why would you stop here when you can literally get multiplying effects for long-term injury proofing in your knee every single degree of bend that you go beyond what you need for running? That's how you reach your true potential. Plus in Rebuild, you are still getting stronger through the exact same knee bend that you use when you run with our Poliquin step-ups, while taking that range and seeing how strong you can get beyond it. This gives you literally endless potential versus what's normal in traditional training, because while most people will just take the knee bend that they're currently comfortable in and get strong through that, never testing their range, we do the opposite. First, we're restoring that range of motion where your knees are actually strong week by week, regaining full access to range of motion. Once you have that access, you'll see how much more potential your knees have to be able to run without pain. This is where we get into the magic of the running ability system, because I've shown hard progressions for all of this, and you may not be able to do it right now. When I used to have chronic knee pain, I couldn't even get close to any of that. But everything in running ability scales. So week 1 in Rebuild, use as much elevation as you need. Then little by little, week by week, you can gradually increase that range of motion, controlling the entire time with perfect form, which makes it possible for literally anyone to rebuild their knees from their current level of ability, even if they're wrecked right now, regaining world-class levels that most runners would never even touch. And it's really to no surprise that the #1 reason why people fail in the running ability system is not mastering the progressions and not mastering the form. But those are not random variables, they're controlled variables, because at any point as you work through the program, you can send me a video of your form using the camera icon on the app, so I can guide you through the progressions and guide you through the form as if you were in person with me. And it gets even easier to take your knees and make them injury proof, because no one starts at this level, because everyone starts with their first 8 weeks in Unlock, gradually regaining full knee bend ability. We use this slant board not as a crutch, but as a tool, because it makes it easy. Regardless of how wrecked your knees, your ankles, or your hips are right now, you can start to regain full knee bend ability starting with the slant board, because it takes the load off of your ankles, off of your hips, and straight onto the knees where we need it, because this is for knee ability. And we reserve our focus for the ankles and hips and other movements in the running ability system, so we're not leaving ourselves with any weak links. And it gets even better, because even if your knees are completely wrecked right now, you can start by using assistance, literally taking your body weight off of the movement to make it as light as possible, less pressure on your knees, then gradually remove that assistance over time. That's what earns your progression to start rebuilding using the sissy squats in the next 8 weeks of Rebuild. And eventually that earns you the right to start building your measurable strength up with the hack squats, getting strong through the exact range of motion of running, but beyond that, in the same foot, knee, hip, and upper body position that we need to get strong in. That's how the same knees that used to cause me pain and agony, turned into the exact same knees now that can control and express world-class levels of ability. Tom Platz wasn't special, I'm not special, you're not special, nobody's special. And that's the beautiful part, because there's no need to be special to make magic happen for injury proofing your knees. You don't skip the steps, you earn them. That's how you build knees that can tolerate the running you do year after year.